Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Odds here. Tuesday. It's Raptor Freak Tuesday trivia. Of course, today after the postseason, in the postseason, we're still going until an NBA champion is found for this season in the playoffs. And then the big prize will be awarded to the trivia champion for the long haul of the season of trivia. A Vince Carter knockoff Mr. Big bobblehead is the prize for the winner of this trivia season. Look at this beauty. It's not pretty, but it is kitschy and it is a very strange Raptor artifact, if not different. So, yeah, the winner will get that at the end of the season. Let me check in with you guys in the comments. Monique is here already. Good morning, everyone. I had a great feeling about this one. Congratulations, Jalen Harris. Yes, news broke yesterday that Jalen Harris has re-upped with the Scarborough Shooting Stars of the Canadian Elite Basketball League, and he will be playing for them once again this summer. That's fantastic to have Jalen Harris around Toronto still playing basketball in the CBL. So very cool stuff hearing that news yesterday. Of course, Paul B in the Facebook chat saying, does that mean he can be on the Raptors soon again? Paul B, let it go, man. Let it go. I know you love Jalen Harris a lot. Monique's also saying Raptors Today crew high praise Gary Trent Jr. in part 2 of their season-ending interviews. Yeah, they're putting out they did a bunch of them last week, and they did a couple more yesterday, and they'll have another part, a third part. But I think they're waiting for Masai. It is weird that Masai hasn't had a press conference yet. The longer it takes for him to come out and do an end-of-season press conference makes me think he's going to make a big decision and come out and announce it with the press conference. So in some ways, it's good that Masai Ujiri hasn't come out and just done a press conference already after the end of the season. He's going to come out and announce something when he does finally. Watch. It's almost been a week since we've been eliminated from the playoffs in the play-in. Yeah, Raymond Jacob is here, and he's saying, good morning. Ooh la la, trivia fun. That's right, Raymond Jacob. We're playing trivia today. It's Tuesday trivia, and our subject today is based off of the events of this past week with Naya Bhatia bringing DR to the game. We started talking about Superfans and E40 getting thrown out of the game the other day. All kinds of interesting drama around Superfans these days. So today's trivia is centered around Superfans in the NBA. So we'll have questions very soon. Going to talk some more before to allow enough people to come in and play. Monique's saying, I knew the trivia would be this one. How did you know, Monique? You always know. I guess I'm too predictable. But this will be a fun one. Seriously, you guys are not going to be totally good at this. This is going to be a little bit harder than you think it is. If you think it's going to be very easy, some of it will be, but some of it is not easy. Let's just put it that way. Some news and notes to take care of today. OG Anunoby officially getting votes for Defensive Player of the Year this year. He finished 7th, tied for 7th in the voting behind Jaren Jackson Jr., who won. Brooke Lopez got 2nd, Evan Mobley 3rd, Draymond Green, Bam Adebayo, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then OG. So this is the thing. Some people may be upset with OG showing in the Defensive Player of the Year voting, but honestly, this is great. He's a part of the conversation at this point. He has to ingratiate himself into the conversation first, and then because of that, he'll get more acknowledgement in the future. Trust me, this is a good first step. Now, not our good friend, our notorious writer for the Toronto Star, Doug Smith, is one of the reasons why OG got votes. He disclosed that he was his second pick after Jaren Jackson. He picked Jaren Jackson as his Defensive Player of the Year. OG is second vote, and Brooke Lopez as his third vote. And that he has him on his first team all defensive with Drew Holiday, Alex Caruso, Jaren Jackson, Brooke Lopez, and OG Anunoby. Some people are saying that OG may not make the all defensive team because in some ways the guys that are ahead of him in the votes, Jackson, Mobley, Green, and Antetokounmpo are all forwards. And there's some worry that they will all take the forward spots before OG even gets a chance to even be on the defensive all second team. I think that would be a shame. Once again, the way that it's positioned right now is not going to be for long. They're going to change this and make positionless be the case for all these teams awards. These end of the season awards. They'll be positionless. But right now, they may burn OG on the last year on the way out for not being positionless. So we'll have to see how this goes. I think he at least deserves an all defensive team a nod at least. Come on, NBA, get this right, y'all. Get this right. All right. So last night, the very interesting games. The home teams won. Very happy that Sacramento beat Golden State last night, even with the controversy of Draymond Green getting ejected and all the shenanigans, the footsie that they were playing and stepping on each other. You know, apparently Sabonis had to go get checked out for fluid because of Draymond stepping on him, and then Draymond saying that he may be hurt. And there's all kinds of stupid stuff going on in the NBA with dumb hijinks as far as people getting hurt, people playing dirty, people flopping, all kinds of the ugliness. The ugly parts of the NBA are on display, along with the very awesome, amazing stuff that is about the NBA that we love. So it's we're getting the NBA in its true form right now, with all of its stupid hijinks around the game that don't matter, that shouldn't be involved. Philadelphia taking care of business against the Nets in a game that was actually very back and forth. The Nets were doing really well at times in the second half, had the lead and looked like they could have maybe closed this game out and beaten the Sixers. This may have been one of their best chances. But ultimately, apparently, Doc Rivers had a huge pep talk in the second half for the Sixers, got them up off their ass, and they ended up taking it home and winning that game for Philadelphia last night against the Nets, game 2. So now both home teams in those two series last night have 2-0 series advantage. This is really, really good for the Kings because historically teams don't come back from the deficit that the Warriors are in already. And in some ways, we do kind of want the Warriors to get killed off early in this playoff run because they are very, very dangerous. We know they are if they get too far. So go ahead, Kings, light that beam. There's really funny footage. The Kings fans are actually really crazy and out of control. They have not had playoffs in so long. They are bringing it. I'll tell you what, there's a really funny thing on Twitter this morning of a fan for the Kings sitting behind the GM of the Golden State Warriors in the crowd, and he has a cowbell, and he literally did the cowbell behind this man's ears the whole entire game last night. That's what I'm saying. Fan rights to be loud are there. They are definitely there. Holy cow. Crazy stuff going on. And Sacramento came for real to try and win this one. I'm telling you. Monique saying, stay healthy, OG. I would like to say that too. And Kubran's here. Good to see you, Kubran. Hey, bro, how are you? I'm okay myself. It's okay morning. We're going to do trivia very soon, Kubran. If you haven't played before, basically, it's whoever types in the answer the fastest in the chat will get the points. 25 points per answer, and we'll have questions quite soon. I'm just going to do a couple more things, and then we'll get into it. We just want to get enough players to play the game, and then we'll start the trivia questions. All right, let's do the ref check for tonight. Y'all, this is weird. I'm going to start with the last game of the night because, yeah, y'all, guess who's the crew chief in Phoenix tonight for Chris Paul in the Phoenix Suns? Oh, you know who it is. That's right. You know who it is. It's Scott Foster, baby. Yeah, Scott Foster will be reffing the Phoenix Suns Los Angeles Clippers game 2 tonight, which is really kind of a funny thing. Everybody's already freaking out about it on Twitter this morning that one of the biggest rivalries in the NBA, Chris Paul versus Scott Foster, will be in full effect tonight. Now, will we break the record with Scott Foster not letting Chris Paul win a playoff game? Will we see the Phoenix Suns win a game against the Clippers tonight because Scott Foster is there and they're trying to prove a point? I don't know. We'll see. Now, technically, with this game, Scott Foster is the crew chief. Eric Lewis is the second ref, and JB DeRosa is the third ref. Scott Foster and Eric Lewis both favor the Phoenix Suns. This is the crazy thing. He actually statistically favors Chris Paul's team over the Clippers, and then JB DeRosa actually favors the Clippers. So the two top refs favor the Suns, and JB DeRosa favors the Clippers. So this should be interesting. I mean, Scott Foster statistically favors the Suns in this one, but we know the truth about him and Chris Paul. We'll have to see. We're going to have to see how this one turns out tonight. And the other two games tonight, Atlanta at Boston, the crew chief is James Williams. Mark Lindsay and Carl Lane are the other two refs. All three refs in the Atlanta-Boston game 2 favor the Boston Celtics. No surprise here. In fact, there's some connections here with some of these refs tonight. In the New York Cleveland game, number 2, Tony Brothers is the crew chief. Ben Taylor will be the second ref, and Brent Barnecki is the third ref. All three refs favor the Cleveland Cavaliers over the Knicks. So that series could very much be tied up after tonight with Tony Brothers, Ben Taylor, and Brett Barnecki coming to Cleveland and favoring the Cavaliers. So there's your ref check for tonight. Boston's got James Williams, Mark Lindsay, and Carl Lane when they face Atlanta. And in Cleveland, when the Knicks are playing the Cavs, Tony Brothers, Ben Taylor, Brett Barnecki, and the Clippers are in Phoenix for game 2. Scott Foster, Eric Lewis, and JB DeRosa. There's your ref check for today. All right, we're about 10 minutes in. We'll go ahead and start the trivia, y'all. Wayne Strader's here. Sacktown, let's go. Yeah, I love it. Light the beam. Get loud and rowdy, Purple King fans. Get Slamson out there and get it hyped up, and beat the Warriors. Beat the defending champions, Sacramento Kings. You go, Domantas Sabonis. Yeah, I go for the underdog, and the underdog in this case is Sacramento, even though they're the higher seed. Cool Cat's here. Good morning, Raptor Free crew. Warriors versus Kings is really good competitive game. Yeah, they're very offensive teams, and there's a lot of fun scoring, and of course with the Splash Brothers splashing, and then the other side. This is the thing. The Splash Brothers, they got the Splash Brothers on Golden State side. Well, they got some other brothers on the other side with De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk. Those guys are serious. They're weird. The way that these guys are friends. Did you guys know that Fox and Monk switched numbers with each other at some point? They had opposite numbers, and they switched numbers to show their friendship. That's really weird. I've never seen two players on a team in the NBA in the history ever do that, where they're so close and they're friends that they decide, hey, let's flip numbers just for fun. And they did that. They swapped numbers. It's kind of funny. It's interesting. Oh, Shane Waters is saying Draymond is a goof. He said Draymond is a good, so classless. This is funny that Shane's bringing this up because, I call Stevie Roots and we do the trivia practice where I try the questions out on him to see if they're any good. And I called him last night, and part of our phone conversation was centered around the use of the term goof in Canada, because I never thought the word goof was a bad word in Florida. I come from Florida, where Disney and Goofy's, ho, 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 ho. Hey, Mickey, what you doing? Oh, hi, Goofy. What are you doing? I come from Disney World land. So goof wasn't really a term that was like, you throw down on. But Steve up here, he's saying this is hockey culture, bro. You call somebody a goof on the hockey rink, they're throwing the gloves down and coming at you. And speaking of that, I'd like to wish good luck to the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight as they open their series in the first round against the Tampa Bay Lightning here at Scotiabank Arena tonight. Go Leafs, go. Do something this year, baby. Get out of the first round. Even if you get to the second round and you have to play Boston and you have a tough time with them, just make it past the first round this year. Beat Tampa Bay at least, Leafs. Come on. We're rooting for you here at Raptor Freak Channel. Come on now. But yeah, I never realized that word is so much more loaded up here in Canada. If you call somebody a goof, them's fighting words. Oh yeah. I didn't know, because it's down south that don't mean anything really, but you'd be laughing at somebody who says that. Monique is saying, I don't watch the playoffs, but I'll say this: the Warriors are old. Monique, yes, jab them in there. All right, I'm giving you a dunk for that, just because that's funny to me. It's true. They are old. Monique is exactly right. So Mo is getting a dunk today for dunking on the Golden State Warriors for no reason at all, just to call them old. I love it. All right, let's do the trivia, y'all. All right, who's here to play? And I hope that we got all the regulars and they're ready to answer. Be ready, y'all. Whoever the first person is types in the answer after I ask it, you will get the points, and I will let you know who you are. So let's start off with the first question. Raptor Freak Tuesday trivia, super fan trivia. Yeah. All right. What kind of cars does Nav Bhatia sell? Yeah. What kind of cars does Nav Bhatia? Sorry, Trevor, I'll get your comment after we're done. All right. Good morning. Golden State down 2 games. Brooklyn down 2 games. And tonight, Cleveland Cavaliers going to be going down to Atlanta. Going down. Okay, cool. Trevor, we're going to play trivia now. All right. That's not right, technically, Raymond Jacob. I can't say Hyundai. I mean, unless that's an alternate spelling, I'm going to give it to Wayne Strainer. It's Hyundai. So, because it's almost Honda, you're saying Honda, and that's not the right word. I know maybe you did spell correct. I know that you're trying here, and I do want to give you consideration here, Raymond Jacob, because we do love you and we're glad you're here. But that can be that's not right enough. I'm sorry. I got to give it to Wayne Strainer. Cool Cat is in second, and Kuberon's in fourth, and Monique is there. So we're gonna give Mo a little bit of points too. All right, let's go. Second question. Who is the Atlanta Hawks celebrity actor super fan? Actor. It's an actor, not a musician. Who is the Atlanta Hawks super fan that's an actor? That's what I want to know right now. This person's famous. They're in movies. Who is the Omar Epps? That's a good guess, Cool Cat, but it's not who I'm looking for. Somebody who's at the games. You could see them at Atlanta Hawk games pretty often. Somebody who's, and not as much in movies anymore, but it was in movies a lot for a period of time. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give some guesses on this. Maybe I want to see a couple more guesses though. Who do you think is the Atlanta Hawks celebrity actor super fan? Oh, Wayne's got it. It is Chris Tucker. That exactly right. Jackie Chan's buddy. Wayne Strainer on the board with the first two answers. Really good, strong debut by Wayne in the Raptors Freak trivia here. Yeah, that's right. All right, next question. What is the nickname of the Nets 80-year-old super fan? What is the nickname of the Nets 80-year-old super fan? I know y'all don't know this stuff, but some people you get quick on that trigger and you can find it real quick. Buckets? No, MSJ, his nickname isn't Buckets. This is an 80-year-old super fan for the Brooklyn Nets. Comes to the games and he has a nickname. He's well known in the Nets fan people. We're doing all the teams. We're not just doing Toronto super fans. We're doing all super fans in the NBA today. So what is the nickname of the Nets 80-year-old super fan who's at the games? And we'll see if anybody will get this. We'll see who's quick about it. I'm wondering where Shanky and David are. My quick Google people. Where are my quick Google people? Google. Who is the 80-year-old super fan for the Nets, and what is his nickname? Let's see who gets it. I don't know. Should I give you a guess? James Dolan. That's really funny. That's really funny. No, it is Mr. Whammy. MSJ's got it. His name is Mr. Whammy. That is his name. Good job, MSJ. Yeah, Mr. Whammy. So we're giving a little equal time. James Dolan. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, Raymond. All right, next question. This is a 4-answer question. So if you can jump in, you could get one of the answers. Now, this is tough. This is not easy. And also, I want very specific certain thing for this. Who were the 4 actors who portrayed the super fans, the Bears, the Bulls on Saturday Night Live in the very first time they did the sketch on Saturday Night Live? Who were the first 4 Chicago super fans that did the Bulls, the Bears? You know the old sketch I'm talking about. I want the actors' names. Adam Sandler was not one of them, Raymond Jacob. You can answer as many times as you want. Think about who was in that sketch. Do you guys know that famous sketch? Where there's like the super fans. Mike Myers is right. Leslie got our guy. Mike Myers was one of them for sure. Leslie Hart on the board today, getting our hometown hero, Mr. Mike Myers. I love it. George Wendt, Tom Duke. That is technically right on later episodes, but he wasn't one of the original 4. That was very close. New Thousands here. I have no idea. This is old guy stuff. This is from the 90s. Will Ferrell. It's a good guess, but it's not right. There is another very, very famous Saturday Night Live person on this list that passed when he was very young, and it's sad. But he was one of the original doubles. That whole sketch. You guys go watch it on YouTube after this. You'll think it's funny. But I love that Leslie got Mike Myers first. The other ones are going to be tough. John Candy. Oh, Chris Farley, New Thousand. You're on the board. Chris Farley is who I was talking about. He was one of the original doubles. All right, New Thousand on the board. Goodman was one of the people who was guesting on it later, but the first ever guest star who was on that sketch is actually a star of Criminal Minds. He's on Criminal Minds right now on the TV show, and that is the person we're going to be looking for as far as the guest. Not George Wendt, not John Goodman. It's the first ever one they did, had the guy from Criminal Minds as the fourth guest star on Saturday Night Live that night. So I want to see who will get that. Who's on Criminal Minds that was in Doubles, Doubles? You know that old sketch. I don't know. You got to think about the age and how old and who would be that age on that show, and who he voices Fat Tony on The Simpsons, right? Doesn't he? That's what I think he does. He does voice Fat Tony on The Simpsons. This particular actor who's quite famous. So there's a couple clues there. He's on Criminal Minds. He voices Fat Tony and Belushi. No, it's not Belushi. Hank Azaria is a great guess, Raymond Jacob, and you're getting close to the last two names. The other person who's on this list is the person who is the voice of Triumph the comic dog. Do you guys know Triumph? I like to poop on it. I will poop on it. Yes, yes, I am Triumph the comic dog, and I will poop on it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, MSJ, do you know how to spell that person's last name? Even if you mess it up, because I'm going to give it to whoever writes out the name first, and it is Shane Waters. Joe Montana is right. He is the voice of Fat Tony, and he's also the star of the Criminal Minds. I'm going to give it to Shane Waters. He snuck in there and got the last name before you, unfortunately. Now, the last one of the four is Triumph the comic insult dog. He also wrote the cartoons like the Ambiguously Gay Duo and a whole bunch of other really funny little shorts on Saturday Night Live and his career on there. He was more of a writer and he didn't perform so much on stage, but he did do this sketch in the beginning. He's so awesome. Let's see. John, no, not John, Joe Montana. Oh, you did say John. All right, you know what? I'm going to give you guys both the points. How about that? You got half of it each. So MSJ, you're getting half, and Shane's getting 25. You can just get both of them. You're right. I didn't see that he said John Montoya. It's Joe Montoya, or what? I don't even know how to say his last name. All right, so who does the voice of Triumph the comic insult dog? Come on, y'all. Y'all should know this. Come on. I guess I'm in the comedy world, so it's like I know all this kind of stuff because it's important to me. But who knows who Triumph is? Come on. We got to know who Triumph is. It's whoever knows Triumph the the insult comic dog will get the last 25 points for doubles. So yeah, but John Goodman, George Wendt, they were all on the show and they were all a part of that sketch, but not the original four. That's what I'm looking for. Who did Triumph the insult comic dog? Oh, come on. I can't believe. Do you all know who I'm talking about? That little dog that has the cigar that he's like Ed the Sock for US. Ed the Sock was Canada's puppet, and Triumph the insult comic dog was like Canada's version. And they were, Ed the Sock was Canada's version, and Triumph was like the US version. And okay, there we go. Isaac knows. I'm glad somebody got it. Isaac got it. It's Robert Schmeigel. And good job, Isaac Campbell, coming in and saving the day, getting that. We were a little stuck there, and Isaac came in and got us out of the mud. Thank you, Isaac. Yeah, Schmeigel. Yeah, it's Robert Schmeigel, 2000. But Isaac's got it. Good job, Isaac. All right, let's go to the next question. All right, this is an interesting question because this made me wonder something about our channel here. What is the nickname of the Hornets superfan? Do y'all know what the nickname of the Hornets superfan is? It's really interesting considering our fan of the Hornets that comes in here and talks to us all the time. I'm thinking it might be this guy, that this dude who comes in and talks about the Hornets on our channel here may be this super fan just because of connections with that name, their name, and the name of the super fan. So yeah, Isaac's got it. It's Sombrero Man. Now, when I saw that, I was like, Sombrero Man, that's the name of the Hornets super fan. And I was thinking, our Hornet super fan is Angry Mexican, because apparently there's a huge contingency of Mexican American fans of the Charlotte Hornets. And this dude, the Sombrero Man, he comes to the game and he wears a sombrero, and he was like coming to the game so much that the Charlotte Hornets organization decided to start a Mexican American cultural night because of the super fan Sombrero Man. So I'm wondering if Angry Mexican could possibly be Sombrero Man. I have no idea. Yeah. 2000. I know this. The Mexican guy. Ah, damn, Isaac. Isaac's just in there just before you. You got to be quick, 2000. But it's good to see a new name. Every Thursday, we're playing trivia this summer. So if you want to play Raptors trivia, Tuesday morning, I said Thursday. Why am I saying Thursday? It's Tuesday. All right, here we go. Next question. All right. This celebrity power couple are super fans of the Nets and the Rockets. What celebrity power couple has a Nets fan and a Rockets fan between the two of them? Who am I talking about? This is easy. This one Steve got right away. Yeah, there you go. Raymond Jacobs right in there. It's Jay-Z and Beyonce, of course. Yeah, of course. Houston Rocket. She sings that in her song, and she's from Houston, and she is legitimately a real Rocket super fan. Meanwhile, we know Jay-Z is part of the ownership of the Brooklyn Nets. So yeah, there you go. Raymond Jacob, you're in there. You're in there. All right, Mo, I'll give you a point there too. All right. All right, let's keep going. Uh, which NBA team is David Letterman a super fan of? Which NBA team is David Letterman a super fan of? Who does Letterman root for in the NBA, y'all? Who do you think David Letterman roots for? Yeah, wonder about that. There you go. MSJ knows. Of course, it's the Pacers. He's an Indiana guy. He's all about his Indiana Pacers, baby. That's right. MSJ on the board for that one. All right, next one. All right, this next question is what NBA superfan starred in the movie The Border? What NBA superfan starred in the movie The Border? The Border. Do you guys know this one? You know the movie The Border? And who is it? It's an NBA superfan, a very famous NBA superfan, maybe the one of the most famous NBA superfans in the history of the NBA. We know that's who it is, and that is it. Wayne Strainer is right. Is Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson started in a movie called The Border, where he played a border guard, and he was working on the border of Mexico and Texas. And it's a very interesting movie. It's not a very well-known Jack Nicholson movie, but it's definitely one to check out. There you go, Wayne Strainer on the board with Jack Nicholson. Good stuff. I like to see so many different names getting points today. All right, let's keep going. Which NBA team is Justin Timberlake a super fan of? Which NBA team is Justin Timberlake? It's gonna be May. It's gonna be May, y'all, in a couple weeks, actually. It's gonna be May. Who is Justin Timberlake rooting for? Utah Jazz? No, that's not right. Raymond Jacob. It's not the Utah Jazz. It's not the Lakers, MSJ. Who does Justin like? Who is he bringing sexy back to? Yeah, who is he? Memphis is right. New Thousands got it. He is a fan of the Memphis Grizzlies, y'all. He has ties to the Memphis area, and he is a true Memphis Grizzlies fan. So there you go. It is Memphis. Leslie, and you're just behind New Thousand, but good getting in there. All right, next question. What was Nick's superfan Spike Lee's first feature film? What is the first feature film? Not his short, his first feature film that he ever released. Spike Lee. New York Knicks super fan. What is the first movie he ever put out in the theater? Do the Right Thing is not right. Above the Rim is not right. Do the Right Thing is a fantastic movie. It is one of his movies, but it is not the correct movie. There is a movie he put out before that is the more known, not the more known, but it is known also. What was his debut feature film? Spike Lee. What movie was it? White Men Can't Jump? No. Gotta Get It. That's close. That's not exactly the right answer, Wayne. I want the exact answer. You're close. You're close. You got to get it exactly right. Mo Better Blues. The MSJ definitely knows the movies of Spike Lee, but this is the very first one. The very first one. I remember I went to the video store and I saw it before I saw Do the Right Thing or anything. I was like, oh, what is this? It's not exactly. Yeah, there it is. New Thousands got it. New Thousands got it. It's She's Gotta Have It. That is the name of it. She's Gotta Have It. New Thousand getting those points for jumping in and getting it. You guys can Google. I can't stop y'all from like cheating. I'd like y'all to try and do it off the top of your head, but some of this stuff is just not general knowledge, and you will kind of need to do a little bit of research. Yeah, so it is She's Gotta Have It is the name of the movie. New Jack City. No, sorry, Leslie. That's what it is. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. What NBA team is Fred Armisen a super fan of? What NBA team is Fred Armisen of Saturday Night Live fame a super fan of? What team is his team? Fred Armisen. Yes. The Nets, no. The Bucks, no. No. Sorry, yo. No. Fred Armisen. You think about Fred Armisen. You guys know Fred, right? He's hilarious. I love Fred Armisen. He's got a really funny sense of humor to him. Rockets? No, no, not the Rockets. Raymond Jacob. Uh the Spurs? No, New Thousand. That's a good guess. That's more correct than the other ones, I guess. What is it? What team does Fred Armisen like? The Thunder? No, no, you got to think about this, Isaac. Think about Fred Armisen's TV show. Yeah. The Mavs? No. Golden State? No, no, none of these are right so far. Think about the TV show he's on. What TV show did he make? That'll tell you the answer right there. I don't want to give it away. If y'all know, Bulls, no. New Orleans, no. Fred Armisen made a show with Carrie Brownstein that's very famous. There it is. Isaac Campbell knows. Is the star of Portlandia, and his favorite team is the Portland Trailblazers because that's where he grew up. So Isaac Campbell's getting the points here. He is a Trailblazers super fan. Good job, Isaac. Yeah, have you guys ever watched Portlandia? That is a fantastic show, guys. Honestly, if you want good comedy, watch Portlandia. It's hilarious. All right, let's keep going. La, 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 la. What is the name of the NBA super fan? There's a super fan that has no team allegiance. He's a fan of the whole entire league, and he goes to games all over the place. He mostly goes to games in LA, but he's been known to go to any game in the NBA at any time, and he is known as the NBA super fan. Toronto super fan is Nat Bhatia, but this guy is considered the super fan of the whole entire league. What is his name? If you've seen him on TV before, you might have recognized him. He's known, and he is friends with Nav. And in some ways, Nav is trying to be like him. I can tell he's trying to be more of an NBA super fan instead of just the Raptors super fan. You guys are coming in late. Do the right thing. Hat guy, different hats. That is kind of what his name is, but Isaac's got it. His name is James Goldstein. Is his actual name? Isaac's on top of it. That's his name. He's the guy who wears the old hats, and he comes in. Yeah, it's that Clippers guy. Yeah, James Goldstein. That's his name. Good job, Isaac Campbell coming in. And you know what I'm likening Isaac Campbell to doing today? He's like Chris Boucher. He's cleaning up the glass. He's putting in the offensive rebounds, putbacks. That's what Isaac's doing today. I love it. Yeah, that Clippers guy. I don't want to Google. I really commend you for doing it off the top of your head. Seriously. In some ways, that is very honorable. Anyone who plays this without looking it up, and you actually go off your general knowledge off the top of your head. But Isaac, good job. James Goldstein is the answer. And Trevor, your stuff's coming in late. New Jack City. I hope you're not on a weird delay. All right, let's keep going. Which NBA team is Jessica Alba a super fan of? Jessica Alba, the actress, the beautiful actress. What is her team? Who is she a super fan of in the NBA? Jessica Alba. What team does she root for? That's what I want to know. Detroit Pistons? No, sorry, Raymond Jacob. That is not correct. The Lakers is not correct, Wayne Strainer. The Heat is not correct, MSJ. That is not right. The Warriors is right. Isaac Campbell's cleaning up today. Isaac, this is your day, bro. She is a super fan of the Golden State Warriors, guys. That is who Jessica Alba roots for, is the Warriors. And he's saying easy, Golden State. Yeah, you just know that. You just don't type so much out. You got to type it in quicker so you can beat Isaac. All right, let's keep going. La, 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 la. All right, here we go. The next question is, which shock rocker is a Suns super fan? Which shock rocker is the Suns super fan? Shock rocker. You guys know any shock rockers? Steve didn't know what that term meant when I asked him. I was like, what's a shock rocker? What's a shock rocker, Lex? I was like, you don't know what a fucking shock rocker is? Kid Rock is wrong. Kid Rock is wrong, but that is the profession I'm talking about, a shock rocker. But this guy's a little bit cooler than Kid Rock. Kid Rock's not that cool. This guy's way cool. And we're talking about the Suns. He's a super fan of the Suns. What shot rock? There we go. Isaac's on top of it today. It is Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper is a huge fan of the Phoenix Suns, and he can be seen at the games often. Isaac Campbell is on the boards today. Oh my gosh, this guy's boarding like Precious and Chris Boucher right now. Holy cow. All right, let's keep going with the questions. Who will be portraying Nav Bhatia in his new biopic? Who will be portraying Nav in the new biopic that's coming out on him. Rob Zombie. Ooh, no, not Rob Zombie. Who will be portraying Nav? Cal Penn, Raymond Jacob coming in and getting that one quick. That is right. Cal Penn of Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle fame will be portraying Nav Bhatia on the new movie coming out. So good job, Raymond, getting that one. Yep, I'll still sneak some in there. Russell Peters? That's what Steve thought too last night. He was saying, is it Russell Peters? It's like, it seems like Russell Peters would be really good for that. And I was like, no, it's not Russell Peters. First of all, Russell Peters is not an actor, y'all. He's a comedian. He's not really an actor. He just knows how to tell jokes. I mean, if you've seen him in movies acting, they're not very good. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right, let's keep going. Which NBA team is Sheryl Crow a super fan of? Which NBA team is Sheryl Crow a super fan of, guys? Who is Miss Crow cheering for? Lance Armstrong's old girlfriend. Who is she? Who does, when they win, it makes her happy? It can't be that bad. It's not the Lakers. Good guess, though, Cool Cat. It's not Utah. No, it's not Utah. It's not the Grizzlies or the Vancouver Grizzlies. No, 2000 knows. It's the Milwaukee Bucks. That's right. She is a fan of the Milwaukee Bucks. 2000 coming in for the debut, the rookie debut, getting some points on the board today. 2000, are you somebody who's regularly on this channel with a different name, or are you a completely new person just coming in here? We just like to welcome you and thank you for coming to play Raptor Freak Tuesday Trivia. Yeah, it's the Milwaukee Bucks, baby. Yeah, he knows the ladies. 2000's like, I know the ladies. Yeah. Oh, you're KG. Okay, it's KG under a different handle. Well, I don't think you're already on the board because I don't want to separate your points on different ones, and so I would consolidate your points together under all your handles. So, but I don't think you're on the points board yet under KG. So we'll just have you under 2000. All right. So, all right. There's only a couple of questions left, y'all. So get them while you can. All right, here's a really funny one. This is a funny one. Which team's security punched out their own superfan when they were ejecting them one game? They were throwing out their superfan and they punched them out. Wait, Isaac's saying he's in 2002. No, come on, Isaac. That's sneaky. New York punched their own superfan out. Well, they threw Oakley out because of Dolan, but no, it's not the New York Knicks. It's the Clippers. That's right. The Clippers have a superfan named Clipper Darrell, and Clipper Darrell was acting up at the game once. And they took him and they were throwing him out. And there's viral footage of the security team punching him out in the concourse as they're bringing him out. It's real big controversy. So Steve Ballmer, I don't know what you're doing with your security there, punching out your super fan. Isaac Campbell on fire today. On fire. Woo. All right. Let's see. Okay. Last question of the day, y'all. And this may be the easiest one. So be quick. Who collaborated with Drake on his last album? Who was the person who did the last album with Drake? Just type it in. You know who it is. Just tell me, and you'll get the last points to the last question. Who collaborated with Drake on his last album last year? The one that he came out with last year. The 20. Oh, you guys are close. You're not getting it right. You got to write it right. It's none of this is right. Future is not right. That second answer is not right. Scotty Barnes is not right. It's not right, Wayne. You're close. You're very close. You're like, your number is wrong. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, there you go. Leslie's got it. I'm glad Leslie got it because she got it written in right. 21 Savage, of course. 21. Can you do something for me? Can you do? No. All right. A little fun story about the Superfans. That Superfan I was talking about on Sunday, Robin Fiker, the Superfan of the Washington Bullets from the 80s. He's the notorious superfan that, a lot of people hated because he had a megaphone and he'd sit behind the visitors' bench. Like if the Raptors played the Bullets, he would be sitting behind our bench with a megaphone yelling at our players the whole entire game. Well, he was hated by a lot of people in the league, but some people very much respected him. And one of those people was Charles Barkley. And apparently during the series when the Bulls were playing the Suns in the finals, Barkley versus Jordan, Charles flew out the Washington Bullets superfan Robin Fiker and sat him behind the Bulls bench to give his treatment to the Bulls during the finals in one of those games. He had such great respect for his taunting ability that he hired him to come to the game and taunt in for the Phoenix Suns side against the Bulls. Well, in that game, Robin Fiker lasted not even till the end of the first quarter. They threw him out and he was gone. So just a little fun story about another superfan story. Robin Fiker, very notorious NBA superfan of the Washington team. And apparently, I read more. He stopped going to the games because they moved him when they moved to the new arena. And then he made a triumphant return to a Washington Wizards game in 2014 after not coming for like 15 years. So yeah, it's really crazy stuff. 31 Savage, yeah, 31. Can you do something for me? 31. Trevor thinks it's funny. Yeah, 31 Savage. That's why, Wayne. I'm sorry, I can't give you 31 Savage because it's pretty much part of the song. Everywhere he says it's 21, man. Come on now. All right, we got lots of great answers by different people. Well, I'll add this all up and I'll let you guys know where the standings are in the comments in like 15, 20 minutes after I'm done with the stream. I'll have it posted so you can look and see where you land in the standings for the season so far. Remember, keep your eyes on the prize. It's all about this Shaq-looking Vince Carter bobblehead that was made by Mr. Big. This is a real concrete prize that the winner of this trivia that we did today for the whole entire season will get this. And right now it's David Saborin because he has a huge lead that he's built up. I have a new concept for Tuesday trivia that I'd like to try with you guys. So please listen to me very carefully. I'm thinking about doing a new concept for trivia where it's called Stump Alexi. And basically I will ask you guys will ask me the questions instead. And what you can do is they have to be Raptors related. And I want you guys to try and stump me. And you guys will get the points if I can't answer the question correctly. We did a thing recently where somebody talked about the tallest Raptor ever, and I guessed off the top of my head, Alec Radojevic, and I was right. So in some ways, I want to test my knowledge of the Raptors in a way. So we may do reverse trivia at some point. That may be what I call it, reverse trivia, where instead of me asking the questions, you guys will come at me with questions, and we'll see if any of you can stump me. So that may be a new trivia concept we try this summer. If you guys think that idea is fun, then let me know. And hopefully we'll do it sometime in the near future in the next couple of weeks. So think of questions to stump me. Now, the thing is, if you're going to ask me a question about the Raptors, you better know the answer. So don't come at me with no question, just like, oh, I'm going to ask them this. And don't make it something really weird, like who scored the last points in the last season of 2007 or something like that. Make it somewhat general knowledge, like Raptors trivia kind of questions. Because, in some ways, I'm not going to know every little like crazy little detail. And I'm not going to Google. I'm going to do it off the top of my head. So we'll try this new concept of Stump Me reverse trivia. We'll try this at some point this summer. But the regular trivia will be normal. It's just I want to try this hybrid and see if it actually works, if it's actually fun, if you guys can actually, get a lot of points from stumping me. And we'll see how much I actually know. Fiercey's here. Good morning, fam. Just tuning in. Hope you had a blast on Trivia Day. Yeah, it was fun. I think it was fun. Raymond Jacob, you had fun, right? I know you look forward to Trivia Day, and I think it was pretty good. Raymond's saying, ooh, that sounds fun, Lex. Here's my stumping trivia question. What is a woman? But is this Raptors related? Well, Raymond Jacob, a woman is whatever a person self-identifies. If they self-identify as a woman, then they're a woman. There you go. I'm not even going to say biologically the reason of who they are. But I guess that's a little test. Shane Waters is saying, just a warm-up. Which team has the greatest super fan? Well, I can kind of like suss this out. This is subjective, though, Shane. So I don't know. I would suss this out. I'd say Nav, but in some ways, was he so great last week when he brought young Miss DR DeRozan to the game? I don't know. Maybe the greatest super fan is Drake right now, just because he's done so much for us as a global ambassador and given us respect and putting respect on the name the Toronto Raptors. So in some ways, it may be Drake to me. But I don't know. Who is the greatest super fan? Oh, I know who it is. It's Monique. That's right. Monique Lawrence is the greatest super fan. Oh, my gosh, Shane. Of course, you lobbed that one up for me. All right, let's see. Raymond Jacobs saying, oops, sorry, I thought it was random. No, it's got to be Raptors related. Raymond Jacob. I mean, we could try that for fun. General trivia. Stump me with everything. But, what is a woman? What is the answer to that? How can I answer that? That's right. Shane's right. It is Mo, of course, the greatest. Mo, the greatest super fan. That's right. MVP, Raptor Freak Channel MVP of the year. That's right. That's right. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me today for trivia. It was fun, and I appreciate y'all. OG, good job getting some Defensive Player of the Year votes, some respect, and you're in the conversation at least. Finally, nobody else has ever gotten Defensive Player of the Year votes for the Raptors in like our whole history, other than Kawhi, and that's kind of messed up when you think about it because our team has been pretty good defensively for a long, long, long time. All right, let's see. NBA new thousand saying how many super fans are in the NBA Hall of Fame and what team do they support? Well, I know the answer to this one. There's only one super fan in the Naismith Hall of Fame, and his name is Nab Bhatia, and he supports the Toronto Raptors primarily and mostly. Yes, he does. Fiercely saying, silly question. I no longer see Jack Nicholson at Laker games. What is up with that? Well, Jack is like in his 80s or even in his 90s at this point. He's gotten really up there. And sadly, he has had dementia for a while, Fiercey. He doesn't really like comprehend life at this point. He has Alzheimer's. And that's part of it is that's why he doesn't come to games anymore. He's had it for about 10 years now. And that's why you haven't seen him do anything in movies or anything at this point. Yeah, he has dementia at this point, and it's kind of sad. New Thousand saying hint, trick question. I didn't need the hint. I knew what you were talking about, New Thousand. Yeah, all right. Let's see. Ooh, I didn't know that. How sad. Yeah, he's one of my favorite actors of all time, and it is sad to me too, because he's just he's that smile and just the way he was, and it's like, hey, waited till they get a load of me. He's so good. And the Joker, Shining, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, As Good as It Gets. Jack Nicholson's just amazing. I love that actor so much. Him and De Niro are my two guys. They're the two that I really, really loved when I was a kid, was De Niro and Nicholson. I mean, I know a lot of people are probably like that, but, and I love The Departed. Oh, my gosh, with him in The Departed. Isaac saying the Shanghai Sharks, current team of former NBA players Eric Bledsoe and Michael Beasley, have been disqualified from the Chinese league after fixing a playoff game. Yeah, I heard about this. Now, Eric Bledsoe wants to be detached from the scandal because everybody needs to know that he was suspended during those games and that he wasn't actually a part of the whole scandal himself. He's being very clear on Twitter not to associate him with the scandal, and he has nothing to do with it. So he wants to make sure that's clarified with everybody. Shane's saying, here's Johnny. I missed the Trevor J question. Where's the Trevor J question? Where is it? Where's Trevor J? 31 Savage. All right. If Trevor J's not getting on here, then we're going to give him a moderator. Standard moderator. I didn't see his question. Trevor J, write in again, please. All right. We'll do a recap real quick. Like the referees tonight for the games tonight. Scott Foster is the crew chief in Phoenix for the Phoenix Suns game with Chris Paul involved. Eric Lewis and JB DeRosa are the other two refs. Foster and Lewis favor the Suns technically, but do they really? And JB DeRosa is favoring the Clippers. In Cleveland, all three refs are favoring the Cleveland Cavaliers. Crew chief Tony Brothers will be there with Ben Taylor and Brent Barnecki. And at Boston, with the Atlanta-Boston game, James Williams, Mark Lindsay, and Carl Lane are the referees, and they all favor the Celtics, of course. So, yeah, there's your ref check again. Trevor, write in the question again if you want me to answer it. Fiercely saying Drake, Spike Lee, Jack Nicholson, Ben Affleck were regulars at games, but I think Nav is the most popular in terms of ambassador or superfan after Monique, of course. Yeah, Nav just has a good string of making it to all the games, except he missed a game at some point, but he's gone to pretty much all the Raptor games at home for the whole time. Yeah, there's a lot of different well-known super fans. There's celebrity super fans, and then there's just super fans like Nav and James Goldstein and Monique, and but then there's like the celebrity super fans, a little bit different. Leslie saying, how many NBA teams have been renamed after from other cities? Wow. Well, that's that. All right, off the top of my head, I mean, I'm gonna guess, and I may not know right off the top of my head, but I'm gonna guess there's about 15 to 20, Leslie. In the whole history of the NBA, there's been a lot of teams that have moved and gone different places. You got to realize the Minneapolis Lakers became the Los Angeles Lakers. The New Orleans Jazz became the Utah Jazz. The Vancouver Grizzlies became the Memphis Grizzlies. The Charlotte Hornets became the New Orleans Hornets, and then became the Charlotte Hornets again, and then they became the New Orleans Pelicans. There's stuff like the Rochester Royals turned into like the Kansas City Kings, who turned into the Sacramento Kings. And then they were also like in other city after that, and then came back. The Clippers have been in San Diego. They were the San Diego Clippers for a while, and then they went back to LA. So there's a lot. You can say Seattle Supersonics, Oklahoma City Thunder. There's a lot of teams moved that have been renamed in different places. There's a whole bunch of that kind of stuff that happened in the NBA. And just off the top of my head, I'm going to guess it's between 15 to 20. There you go. There you go. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Just coming up on an hour. We'll get out of here. Thanks again. I'll put in all of the totals in the comments, and you can see where you did on the scoring. All right, OG, good job getting Defensive Player of the Year votes. And then one more thing, just real quick. Oh, there's David. David comes in with the cup. There you go, David. This is the cup, baby. You're coming for this, David. That's hilarious. Just one more thing. There's been a Scotty sighting in the last day. He did FaceTime with a regular fan. I think Scotty's still itching to be connected with the fans somehow, some way, but he doesn't want to be so boldly out as he was last year on Twitch. So he was FaceTiming a random fan last night, apparently, and they posted it on a Raptors fan group that I'm on in Facebook. And he's saying, yo, I seriously just FaceTimed Scotty Barnes, the GOAT. And everybody's like, how did you do that? Did you win some sort of Subway contest? He said, no, my good friend is one of Scotty's best friends. And that's how he talked to him on FaceTime. So I don't know. I can't tell if Scott's here in Toronto or not from it. I would guess that maybe, it'd be good if he left just for a little bit, went home to Florida, had some fun down there. But he's probably going to be back up here in Toronto for most of the summer, just because he really likes the OVO. And he likes getting his workouts in up here with no distractions. I'm sure if he goes back home, he's not going to be able to work as hard with everybody around wanting to see him and toss. Here, he can be very much focused here in Toronto. So I'm going to guess he is probably here. All right, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow for a Wild Card Wednesday. I'm not even sure what the content will be tomorrow. Maybe we'll pay attention to what happens in NBA world or Raptor world today, and we'll be talking about it tomorrow. So Wild Card Wednesday, tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll be back then. Let's go Raptors. Yeah.